What was your most unforgettable runaway from home attempt? When I was 8, I decided to run away after my parents said I couldn't get a puppy. They'd just told me dogs were too much responsibility, and I wasn't ready for that kind of commitment. In my mind, this was the ultimate betrayal. I'd been begging for months, showing them pictures of golden retrievers, promising I'd walk it every day and clean up after it. When they said no for the final time, I announced I was leaving to find a family that actually understood me. I waited until they were watching TV, then packed my Little Mermaid backpack with essentials, 2 granola bars, my piggy bank with $14, a juice box, and my stuffed elephant Mr. Peanuts. I left a dramatic note on my pillow saying, "Gone forever, love Jessica," with a drawing of me crying. My plan was to walk to my best friend Emma's house and live there. Her parents loved me and always said I was welcome anytime. Surely they'd let me move in when they heard about my tragic situation. I made it 4 blocks before realizing Emma's family was out of town visiting her grandmother. I stood on their empty driveway feeling completely lost. That's when I spotted the perfect hideout, the playground fort at Maple Street Park. The wooden castle had this little enclosed space underneath that felt like a secret cave. I spread out my jacket as a blanket and ate 1 granola bar, rationing the other for later. As the sun went down, I started hearing scary noises. Probably just cats, but they sounded like monsters to my 8-year-old ears. By the second day, I was hungry, cold, and starting to miss my bed. I'd finished both granola bars and was considering eating grass like I'd seen on TV. That's when Mrs. Chen, who lived across from the park, came over with a sandwich. "You've been here all night, sweetie," she said gently. "Are you okay?" I explained my whole situation, the puppy rejection, my decision to run away, my new life of independence. She listened seriously, nodding like my problems were completely valid. "That sounds really hard," she said, "but maybe your parents are worried?" I hadn't thought about that. In my mind, they were probably relieved to have one less kid to deal with. Mrs. Chen sat with me for an hour, sharing her sandwich and asking about my family. She didn't try to convince me to go home, just listened. Finally, she offered to call my parents and let them know I was safe. That's when I learned the truth. My parents had called the police, organized search parties, and spent the entire night driving around looking for me. My mom hadn't slept and was crying so hard she could barely speak on the phone. "They thought something terrible happened to you," Mrs. Chen explained. "Sometimes parents say no because they love you, not because they don't care." When my dad's car pulled up, I saw his face through the windshield. He looked like he'd aged 5 years in 2 days. My mom jumped out before the car even stopped and ran toward me. I expected yelling, punishment, lectures about responsibility. Instead, my mom just held me while she cried, saying I was so scared over and over. My dad's hands were shaking as he checked me for injuries. "We can talk about the puppy thing," my mom whispered, "but please don't ever leave like that again." 3 weeks later, we adopted Buddy from the animal shelter. Turns out my parents had already been planning it as a surprise for my 9th birthday. My dramatic exit had just moved up their timeline. I never ran away again, but I kept Mrs. Chen's phone number in my backpack just in case.